Hello, this is Bandit here, and I'm continuing the group stage of the Variety Cup. So, an AI tournament where several AIs have entered in a map pool of 9 different maps, and we do a mix of those maps and team sizes to see which of these AIs are starting to get a bit more generalized. So, how adaptable are these AIs? At the moment, we've had a few games already, so we can see the groups on the left-hand side. We've already had in Group A 2 games take place, GamesGod versus HDAI, with a 2-1 win for GamesGod. Illuminati versus HDAI, a clear win for Illuminati, a very dominant performance. Then over with Brightspark and Sunsu, a 2-1 win for Brightspark. A bit of a surprise in how that win from Sunsu came about. So Brightspark won the team games and actually lost the 1v1, which you would normally expect its strengths to be in the other area. So congratulations to Sunsu on that one. Then we had a couple of games in Group C. We've had Naga versus the Definitive Edition AI, always an interesting setup, and we had a big match of a 4v4 going to Definitive Edition AI. A Michi game with a few bugs on both sides, resulting still with a Definitive Edition AI win. And then finally, a exceptional Land Nomad performance by Naga, taking the win there. And then we also saw an excellent set between Definitive Edition AI and the Supervillain. We had 2 1v1s. So he had a 1v1 on Yucatan and saw an amazing phosphorus rush from the supervillain, taking the first win of that set. Then a very close game on Land Nomad, also a 1v1. But Definitive Edition AI just managed to survive the initial attacks to boom and counter. And then finally, a bigger team game of a 4v4 on Baltic, resulting in Definitive Edition AI taking the lead with 2-1. We've also had in Group D, Soldier versus Silvertongue. Silvertongue actually getting the first 3-0 of that of the tournament so far, with Illuminati following straight after it. But it was an interesting setup of early attacks from Soldier with infantry being countered by crossbows and knights. So a couple of maybe potential scouting issues for Soldier, and a bit of a risk perhaps with Soldier, if it isn't able to scout its enemy not attacking in time. He'll be facing the King, which is also made by Toby, the same scripter. So it'll be interesting to see what that setup is. But today we are here for this match here, Brightspark versus the Conqueror. So this was delayed slightly because Elias, creator of the supervillain, wanted to have his, because of the time difference and scheduling and late night viewing, he asked if we could bring his game forward just so he could actually be live to see it. So we went ahead and did that, and that set ended up going on. I ended up being a bit tired after that set, so I held off on this set until today. So a couple of things with this set. First of all, let's look at the draft that we did on this one. So panning on over, hopefully that comes across. So what we've got here is, so initially from my side with Brightspark, I banned Rivers. And Toby banned Land Nomad. This was initially facilitated by Rorik. And my pick of the remaining maps was Team Islands. So we're going to see our first Team Islands game today. And Toby picked Baltic. And then a random roll was Michi. In terms of team size picks, Toby picked 2v2 for the Team Islands. Whereas I picked the 4v4 for Baltic, and we rolled 2v2 for Michi. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. We shouldn't have too many trade issues with Michi, because we're not needing to trade with a neutral market. So hopefully that should be being able to see both of our eyes at our best with those. But very interested to see how the Team Islands game goes. Popping back for a moment, there is one more thing I need to cover on here, and I feel like I need to cover it on the stream as well as offline. Anyone who has the Conqueror in the AI pack will probably, if you've opened it up and tried to run it, you would notice there was an error when loading it up. So Toby reached out to me ahead of time and said, "Hey bandits, this when we load up the Conqueror, it looks like there's a slight mistake. The AI doesn't boot up." So you let me know in advance, and rather than kind of let him adjust it and upload another version and download it, I asked him to point out where the mistake was and what it was, so we could just make sure that the only thing we're changing is the error that stops the AI from loading. So just to be transparent about what that was, I've actually got his script up here. So in the Conqueror, for anyone who actually downloads it or wants to have a look, within the Conqueror folder, there's a section called Strategies, and within that, an Archers and Eagles strategy. And there's several little AI packets in there. It's really nice to see how Toby structured it. And within that, there is a file called research.per. And basically, at the very bottom, he must have added these sections in here. But where we've just got research here now, all of these had can research with escrow, which isn't a command to go on the bottom of the arrow. So this was causing the AI not to be able to boot. So the request was that was meant to be research rather than can research with escrow. Can all of those be changed to research? So just a simple copy and paste error. I'm obviously his opponent for this set. Arandi is his opponent in the same group. So I checked with Arandi as well, just to make sure that we're happy with that, because if an AI doesn't load, in some cases that could be a forfeit or disqualification, and we're all agreed we'd rather see the Conqueror play, and from particularly as it's just a simple mistake, we'd rather it see how he's performing and the hard work that's gone into it, rather than just get a free win. So yeah, all happy to make that adjustment. Toby has since uploaded it onto the forum as the newer version, so anyone can download that and play it as normal. And of course, after the group stage, he can update it anyway. So just being transparent on what's happened with that AI. Exactly, we're here for fun. And also, if hard work's got into it, it'd be such a shame just for a copy and paste error to ruin it. So yeah, I've got no issues with those changes. Actually, with some of these as well, Toby, if you're watching, you probably also want to add in here when you go to update it, the release escrow, because even if you can research with escrow, with just this changed, it still actually won't research it because it won't have the resources. So this rule hasn't, isn't even very much finished. So we've not optimized it or added stuff in any way. We've just literally done a replace for the canned research with escrow. So enough about that. Let's look at the civs that were picked for this one. And hopefully the game will show up. Winning is fun. Well, hopefully, I'm speaking for myself here. Hopefully, we can do both. Hopefully, we can take on the Conqueror as strongest. And you're here to make sure Brightsparks isn't on Illuminati's side of the bracket. Well, let's see. I'm interested to see how we go about this, because clearly we've both added in some sort of water techniques. So I've done a bit of refinement on mine. I'd say it's a decent draft of what I'm aiming for with Brightspark. And again, I don't quite know how far Toby got with the Conqueror. Let's find out. So for civ selections, I selected the Bulgarians and the Chinese, and Toby has selected the Vikings and the Celts. Looking over on the right-hand side, I think everything's set. Team Islands, medium map, fast speed, and all of these settings should be correct. So I think we're all set. Let's go. I'll switch over to Capture Age. I picked this map. So let's go ahead and change some of these names. This one should be Bright Spark. And should be all good there. Do we have... Okay, it's a mismatch between the player names. Okay, that's fine. So we've lost this area again for some reason. I need to find out what's going on with that. Let's speed up a moment. So what's going on this map? We've got a couple of boars as normal, so a fairly standard start around the map at least. We should have some deer around the map as well. Yep, there we go. So Bright Spark will eventually find that and try and push it. We can see there's a load of sheep that haven't been found just yet, but the scouts should be doing the rounds. We've got a boar coming in already. It didn't quite find the sheep in time, so it has milled in, as a precaution. And, oh, interesting. We're 4 villagers ahead. 4 and a bit. What's going on over here? Maybe it was just idled slightly. Interesting. The Conqueror is an Age of Conquerors AI, so we shouldn't expect massive... we shouldn't expect any direct unit control, I don't think, from here. So I'm expecting it will probably go to invest in Navy. Oh yeah, and I've got Chinese, of course. So actually, Biddle idle time from Bright Spark's side, it should be a bit further ahead. That's okay. Still ahead on Vil count. And in a 2v2, Bright Spark should be being aggressive on this map, as it normally is. This is the first time we're seeing Team Islands on here. We can see the scouts scouted around its main bit. It will idle around for a little while. That's okay. It will move back eventually and get stuff done. And we can see a load of scouting gear from yellow. Hello, Toby. We've just started. Yeah, Chinese start helping Bright Spark a little bit here. We've got no boars. Oh, the Conqueror doesn't hunt boars, so it's actually going to be a fair bit slower up, I would imagine. So Bright Spark is gathering its resources to click up in a mo. So I'd imagine 22, 23 vils, it should go up. It's not going to delay it in any way. And yeah, scouts moving along, it should find these deer and start pushing them. And there we go. Bright Spark will do a force drop when it figures out it's got 500 food. So we should see those drop off in not too long. Okay, still not up yet. It's a little slower than I'd like. And actually the Conqueror is catching up with food. Okay, Chinese have clicked up. Bulgarians should follow very shortly. Yeah, they force dropped. I'm slightly worried Bulgarians may have rolled to into a different strategy. So we'll see how this goes into some sort of fast castle, which isn't what we want over here. but let's find out. Okay, good to know. Sound is fine. So yeah, we're still pushing deer. We're just pushing deer a bit late. These deer won't get pushed, and we've got enough food to go up now, so the Conqueror should be closely following behind. We do have a dock here from Brightspark. So we've got a fire ship being made. So it looks like the Chinese is going into Navy. Yeah, fast castle. This is not what I wanted. But we'll see what it makes of it. I mean, it might be able to build a castle and some crap hosts. Meanwhile, the Conqueror is also building docks, dock barracks. Chinese is also going for archers, which is a bit closer to what I was expecting. Is that a second dock? No, it's a villager. We've got fishing ships coming out from the Conqueror, so it's prioritizing fishing ships over military, and we've got a transport ship coming from Brightspark. How is it doing for res? Okay, it's a little short on gold at the moment, but it is still producing those archers. Second mining camp, interesting. Still no military or naval military from the Conqueror, but it is going for fishing ships. So actually, Eco's looking really good here to go Castle Age. Brightspark's click Castle, and so that fast castle build at least is working, though it's all focusing on land at the moment. Okay, Brightspark is trying to scoop up its units. Might want to wait for a couple more before going forward. Meanwhile, Bulgarians are going for military, men-at-arms, but they don't have a dock yet or a transport ship, so that's going to be a potential problem. One thing I would love to add to this, fairly soon, is for allies to collect allied troops and transport them over. So even if only one of them goes for navy, then the attacks can still happen. The Conqueror doesn't have any military as far as I can see. It is going for some galleys now. Oh, okay, we do have a dock. We do have a dock from Bulgarians. It is also making galleys. The archers are here. Archers, are you doing anything? Okay, there we go. Thinking about it. So we've got an initial attack over here. We do have galleys being made over for the Conqueror as well. So actually, in terms of naval military, the Conqueror is going to be taking a lead in this shortly. We've got a fire ship from the fire ship's going for the fishing ships, and this eco should start getting idled. So hopefully that will slow down some military production. Got a galley. It looks like fishing ships are being prioritised. Take a while. Brightspark is also going into fishing ships now. Meanwhile, these archers are still going around. They haven't quite found these villagers on the edges yet. Bod can come in. Transport ship from blue. Okay, it is working. It just combined it with a fast castle. But will that transport ship make it? Yellow has a fair few galleys. Conqueror is also looking to go to Castle Age. It's going to mark it up. This has been fairly untouched so far. and the galley production is slow. I think, yeah, transport ship is scooping up. These guys will run towards a transport ship, so you can see there's a little back and forth. Oh, there's a ram as well. Okay, so it is going for siege as well. So hopefully that ram will get scooped up. But yellow is going to Castle Age. Red has the resources. I think it's still lacking the buildings at the moment. Arson for blue. And actually the Conqueror doing really well with the villager eco. It's all being idled at the moment, so thankfully the attacks come in at a decent time. Galley versus galley. Red's going to win that one unless more galleys come to help. The transport ship is moving. Longswords could be a real problem. The Conqueror has no land military here. Interesting. It's not recognising the edge. Not seeing that happen. Hopefully it will drop them off. Let's look at where the action is. We'll just keep an eye on this this menu here. It looks like it's identifying a spot on the sea as a drop-off point. Oh, come on, you're so close. Clearly some work needs to be done there. Meanwhile, green should continue to collect units and drop them off. Oh, blues are stuck there. So the way those transport ships work is they go looking for the enemy, or towards the enemy, and the idea is they trace to where they're targeting and they trace it back to the water, and once they hit the water, they leap backwards towards the enemy again to hit land, and it does terrain checks on those. So something funny is happening over here where it's selected clearly this tile here where the water is. We may find that it does change and update a bit later, but for the moment it's hovering. It's also under attack at the moment, so they will die. That's gutting. As more transport ships get made, and there should be more later, then that may iron itself out. 4 archery ranges by green. Yeah, it's relatively normal for Bright Spark. It will continue to invest in those. So it looks like red is being kept contained. Not many units dying yet, but as crossbows come in, that should change. Transport ship did go down, unfortunately. Here we go, crossbows in. Fire ships now, so they're both switching into fire ships, seeing many galleys. Big navy by yellow, but it's idle for the moment. Big military here. Most of these are crossbows. More crossbows being dropped off here. We should see them spread out, and we should see this eco gradually go down as villagers get picked off. Uh, 18 galleys. Fire ships coming out. The transport. So we've got a second transport ship for green. We should see, more units there. We should see a battering ram come out as well for green, which should press red, and even with yellow, with blue not landing yet. Oof. Even with blue not landing yet, if green gets some siege around here and is able to take out this TC, they'll move upwards to yellow. Green should invest further in Navy as it goes on. No castles from either of these yet. No castles or crab hosts. And actually, red is red almost has like the resources for Castle Age and Imp. Meanwhile, the Celts. Let's head back to these. Meanwhile, the Celts. Oh, there we go. They did get dropped off. It worked itself out. For anyone who does want to explore transport ship DUC, you don't have to click on the exact tile that you're dropping them off. You could even go, find point flank or point enemy, position enemy, and send the transport ship to ungarrison. It will hit the nearest obstacle and ungarrison from there. The only downside to that is sometimes it detects that point as being the back of the island, so you'll find transport ships hug the coastline all the way around here to drop units off. And suddenly there's a whole load of longswords suddenly, and we've got siege on this side as well. The galleys, although all of them being there, it seems didn't quite stop the transport ship in time. Transport ships, actually, if they're going in a direct route, particularly if they're going to the closest part of the island, they're, even when you're trying to, they're really hard to stop in just a volley. So actually, I found the idea of just rushing a transport ship to the enemy tends to do a good trick, unless there's a wall of fires or a demo ship that intercepts. Galleys don't really do the job. So red continues to be contained. Yellow losing a load of vills, it seems, through the longswords diving. We got mangonels coming from blue as well. Those mangonels may take pot shots at the navy as well. But I think with some battering rams here, if these are not protected, then this town will go down. Really nice navy from here. I was interested why they didn't go on the attack. Were they meant to be a defensive navy, or are they supposed to attack after a certain number? Galleys, yeah, galleys could be more of an issue with ballistics, but I found even against Definitive Edition AI, when it's massed up, transport ships tend to make it to the other side. They'll die immediately afterwards, but the units do get dropped off. So I thought it was worth investing in. I'm not sure why this guy's being stationary. Maybe it's waiting for a third ram. Yeah, rams are being a little strange at the moment, but we're down to 28 bills on this side. That ram will go down. These guys should be looking at diving. Ballistics coming in, so we'll see the last of... yeah, we'll see the last of these villages, I think, start to go down. Yellow Castle. I mean, there's a chance for this to go horribly wrong, right? If there's a castle on the edge, the units don't dodge properly. But I don't think that castle's going to go up. I think it's going to get denied before it starts. There it is. Other villager will go this way, and hopefully they'll catch it. They may not. They're going for the dock. Again, they should be able to soak up the pierce damage then. But it also looks like they're not targeting it. So I think to make these effective, you do need DUC. And at this point, unless Toby objects, with 15, around 26 villagers total on both sides, to me this is looking like GG. 90 crossbows and 10 cavalry archers. I don't think the cavalry... Oh, they have made it through. They're actually blocking the way there. So the Vams will come in. With 4 Vams, they should directly target the enemy. We've also got 6 Rams from blue, so again, they're diving in now. And yeah, Bright Spark here going for the land victory on Team Islands. These villagers will get picked off. GG. Eventually it would go back into Navy. There is a big Navy here that could hold off. But I think with castles being built as well, there's no way that they would take down the city, particularly with no TC left. So, GG. I'll just, rather than fast forward here, I'll just resign from Orange's point of view, because it may not resign with the Navy still existing. And game paused. Oh, I've resigned as Bright Spark. It doesn't work. Okay, never mind. I don't think we get stats on the end of that by quitting it. No. But yes, transport ships working needs a bit more work, it seems. That landing was a little painful to watch, so maybe I need to lerp a couple more tiles inwards to land to definitely make sure it doesn't hit water. But aside from that, pretty happy with it. Just double checking, I'm just looking on my stream here, just looking at stream settings. Is everything still working okay? Because it looks like I can't see at least the video side of it streaming at the moment. Are we on a main screen at the moment? Are we on Capture H? Should hopefully be on the home page. Great. Hello. Nice to meet you, Matko. Welcome. You're joining us for the second game now of a set between 2 AIs. We've got Bright Spark versus a Conqueror. We've just had Team Islands, which was a win by Bright Spark. And our next set decided, so the map decided by the Conqueror here was Baltic, and I picked 4v4 for Bright Spark on this one. So we're going to go ahead and get that set up. Baltic, 8 players. And I'll also have a look at the civs that were picked for this one in a moment. Now, 4v4, not Bright Spark's favourite setup usually, but been trying to do a bit of work on it. And also, we've previously seen in games against Sun Tzu that it can sometimes get distracted by enemy navy, so maybe the Conqueror's leaning into that. In terms of the civ picks for that, we have for Bright Spark, we have the Goths. we have behind them the Persians. Then the other pocket will be the Portuguese. And then finally, the other flank we have as the Japanese. And then we've got the Conqueror, which will be playing as the Britons, followed by the Teutons, the Franks, and then the Mayans. How long have I been working on Brightspark? I guess in many different forms, but overall I'd say probably about 8 years now. Though I didn't start on Definitive Edition, so a load of the stuff that it can do now absolutely wasn't the case for like the first 4 years of scripting, because I was scripting on Age of Conquerors. So ironically, actually doing some of the stuff that the Conqueror's doing here, though Toby does it much better than I could when I was on that platform. So yeah, only in the recent, I'd say, since 2022, I've started to be able to add things like direct unit control to make it a bit more competitive. Just double checking the picks here, that's all looking good to me. We've got 8 players on the left hand side. We've got Baltic, we've got 8 player here. That looks all good to me, so let's go. Good luck. And I'll just switch the view over to Capture Age as well. We'll probably have to tweak the visual settings on this again. Oh no, there we go. It's okay. It still doesn't have the score on the top. We'll give that a go just in case we can. Unlikely. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this bit. But there we go. So what do we have here? We've got let's start over with the Conqueror actually for this one. Now, some of the dangers with this map is if we're leaving it to default scouting, and spoiler alert, Brightspark probably relies on its default scouting for this. What will happen is some of the resources around here can be a little further out than expected. So we might get some pigs here get missed. Now the Conqueror is not going to be using any direct search with scouting, so actually the auto scouting function might work quite well here for it. And as you can see, it's already picked up these pigs, so great start. We'll see, while these won't get pushed, they may get milled. So Conquer does a good job of making the most of the resources that it has. And again, actually, yeah, the scout's going to come along and it might just miss these pigs, but it'll do another loop. I'm sure of it. The board doesn't matter because Conqueror doesn't hunt these. So for anyone who is unfamiliar with the Conqueror, because it's an Age of Conquerors AI, he tries to deliberately limit his rules to what was available on the Age of Conquerors. So doing really amazing stuff, but with actually very little resources, I should say. That's a terrible place for a boar, but again, doesn't matter. But that means he won't hunt boars, as far as I'm aware, and doesn't use any direct unit control commands, but will do some clever tricks to try and achieve similar effects. Okay, so the worry here is that you might overinvest in water, which I guess is, I think for this will be the same as islands. I see. Okay, so yeah, against Silvertongue, Soldier did a similar thing, right? He ended up adding quite a bit onto water, quite a bit of navy, and actually Silvertongue ignoring the water kind of helped give it the win. Bright Spark here going for boar. Ah, here we go. We got a boar steal. So that is. I did wonder where that scout was going. Now, I'm not going to feel guilty about this because Conqueror wasn't going to use it anyway. So I think I've only seen this work a couple of times in an AI tournament against me and my friends. This is something we have to watch out for all the time. Because Bright Spark loves stealing boar. And I think it tends to work better on the slower speed. But yeah, there's a nice boar lane there. I think the main time I've seen it is it's against a general. Because it fast castles, sometimes it leaves its ball right for the taking. It will send a taunt when it has stolen a ball. So because we only saw it from grey, I don't think blue achieved the same thing. So blue may have had a look around, but it decided that deer pushing was the way to go. But yeah, a little bit of work got done to update the laming again. So nice to see that back in and working. In terms of village count, we've got a little bit ahead with Bright Spark. Bright Spark queues its villagers, so that will give it a little bit of an advantage. But on top of that as well, we've got the Persians with faster working TC, so that will get a couple of villages up as well. It actually looks like the Conqueror is queuing villagers as well, interestingly enough. We've got two feudal ages. We've got a Bright Spark on the right-hand side, Bright Spark on the left, so the two flanks, as expected, really, going into feudal. Both this time actually going for militia. So the way that Bright Spark normally picks its units, it has like a weighting system. So it adds weights based on what enemies it sees, but it also does this and uses team bonuses. So Japanese is fairly balanced. It could go archers, it could go skirms, it could go militia, but the Goths have the faster working barracks bonus. So that will give it a little bit of extra weight towards militia. This is actually kind of nudging this Bright Spark here to go, hey, actually, maybe I should use that bonus and my faster attacking infantry and do a men-at-arms rush. So that's what's going on here. We're seeing all of these over here going into feudal age. We've got the pockets going into feudal age as well. I think these will be fast castles. Men-at-arms already coming in for blue. We've got the blacksmith, so yeah, this is a fast castle coming through. We've got another fast castle coming here. Are we going to see... okay, we do have the docks. We don't have enough wood for the other buildings yet, and the men-at-arms are in. So these villages are going to get attacked. But the pockets may get left alone for a while. So if this was an open map like Arabia, then there's always a risk that these pockets actually also go aggressive, go scouts, and deliberately go hunting for the pockets rather than attack the flanks. But on Baltic, you can't do that. The only way you can kind of achieve that is if someone goes navy, which it looks like green is trying to do here. So one of these pockets may get assaulted from the sea. Meanwhile, we've got men-at-arms over here as well, so orange is also going to get bothered. But so far, and actually the navy should go relatively untouched at the moment, so any fishing ships should be safe eco for now for the Conqueror. Those faster barracks working wonders here, so 11 men-at-arms, 14 over there as well. Extra food for the Goths is going to be helping from the hunt there. And yeah, it looks like this Conqueror over here is in trouble. Bright Spark is slowing down some of its field production to be able to produce military quicker. it will reprioritize villagers once it thinks it's got a hold on its opponent. Yeah, the land for flanks and navy for pockets was something I saw from that the Definitive Edition AI and the HD AI both do. Actually, in a 4v4, HD AI tends to always have one that goes full navy, which is interesting. So you'll normally see like Byzantine fire ships coming from the back. With Bright Spark, it's a bit of a probability. So sometimes there is a chance for navy, more so in the pockets than the flanks, but it doesn't always do it. Sometimes it can just boom with some fishing ships behind it as well. So again, these village counts are dropping, so it's relying very much on purple and yellow. Purple and yellow outproducing villagers here at least than the Portuguese. We've also got here again Persian TC doing work. Another element and to add to this, Caravel. We should see our first Caravel. The reason I picked the Portuguese here wasn't the Caravel. It was because of the quick attacks. So actually, this results in a faster age up for everybody. So again, allowing those men at arms to attack a little quicker by aging up and triggering the attack. So same with the castle age as well. The Portuguese should help hit that castle age time quicker. Hello, Games God. Second game, who won the Teams Islands map? Bright Spark won the Team Islands map on that one. Actually, Games God, not particularly for this update, but when I was initially getting Bright Spark ready for Team Islands, Games God was the AI that I referred to first, because I know that you've actually added some nice elements to it. So yeah, great to see you did have some adaptations for Team Islands on there. We've got, okay, these units are now moving into the middle, and what the reason for that is because the villagers have dropped under a certain amount. This is a recent addition. One of the things I noticed Immortal do is it would attack you, and then once enough villagers had died, it would move on, and it would mean that your pockets would never boom. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to achieve with Bright Spark. I think we're going to see. Okay, we've got fire ships now taking out the docks, so we have got navy over here. Are they all gathered? They're all gathered around the docks, so they're going to try and defend against the land units. The Caravel did go down. It didn't last long. And it's actually the Persians, I think, that are doing more on the water. So they're looking for docks and trying to take them out. So we should have a bit of a naval battle on the end here. Also, because we're Castle Age, it looks like the Portuguese are also making use of that dock bonus. I don't think Portuguese have a particularly high men-at-arms weight. We're stuck at 10 vills here, so yeah, pretty much shut down. We're really just waiting for siege on all of these. While these dive down, we're on 1 TC for both. These are both still feudal age. Loads of resources here. It's actually the wood that's the issue. I don't believe these have markets yet. So they've got a blacksmith, but they're building a market, so that's what they're waiting for. Is that the same for purple? What is holding purple up from Castle Age? Wood's going to the galleys instead of buildings. Ah, gutted. So yeah, the split focus between water and land actually hurting the Conqueror here. Having, as you say, having a strategy which is full commit to water and have some commit to land is probably stronger than have everyone kind of split between the two, because things just happen a little slower. All the military here is Navy. We've got a load of purple galleys still. They're all messed up. Fishing ships still getting food in as well, so again, a relatively safe eco so far. So again, all of these are just focusing on the land units at the moment. The land units should be ignoring the navy, so they should just be purely focusing on the land. When they're defending and they see ships at the shore, they will then go in and try and take pot shots. But when attacking, the navy is just a distraction. Let the navy handle the navy. We've got the Conquerors are finally going into Castle Age. We might see some castles get dropped. If they get close enough to the CC, they might go down, as in they might get built. Meanwhile, Bright Spark will be diving the TC as well with some of these units. What should be happening here as well, Bright Spark does a little calculation with each unit to work out how many TC shots it can take. And when these units get wounded, they then try and evade the TC. But if they think they can take the hits, they'll stay under the TC. It tends to do a bit more damage. Most of the infantry units won't make it out with that technique, but cavalry tend to do all right. We've got upgraded navy here. For Bright Spark, we've still got 20 units. Again, they're not. I don't know if you're not using DUC, if you're using Age of Conqueror's code, I don't know what you can do to get these galleys moving and actively defending. I don't know if they respond to TSA or whether you can make them, kind of put that sentry mode on that certain soldiers do. Orange resigning here. So it looks like the longswords dived under the TC. So we're going to have another army come over here shortly. We've got rams coming in now. 5 dock fire ships coming from green, so full commitment to water. We can see the green dots coming down here, but still avoiding these fishing ships. So these fishing ships are doing okay. And as the rams come in as well, again, being a little slow here on the rams, they're still committing somewhat to fire ships because they detect a navy. Then are they using attack now? They're trying to target land attackers. Okay. These docks will gradually get taken out. Bright Spark shouldn't make any transport ships. It should know that it doesn't need them. So hopefully we won't see any of those. War galley upgrade coming in for grey as well, so all of those will get upgraded. That is a scary navy. So these docks should melt. We've got TC going down here. They're just going down to longsword attacks. So they think they can take the hits and are just diving it. GG. Yeah, and I think this is diving the TC. Those villages got melted, unfortunately. So we'll fast forward, get this game finished, and move on to the final one. See the navy move over here. What the navy should be doing as well is if they haven't found any targets to attack along the coastline, they should then go ahead and defend their own and allied docks, which is what was happening here. We do get some stats on this one because the game did end. So I think just initial attacks on the side, and as Toby said, overinvestment in water. So we can see commitment to land here with the extra barracks bonus and with the extra age up time, or lessened age up time because of the Portuguese. We're able to get a decent men-at-arms army quite early, and then halt the economy from there. From an eco point of view, despite the Conqueror being an Age of Conquerors AI and not hunting boar and not pushing deer, isn't too far behind Brightspark. Nice to see that actually those things do make a difference. You can see there's a bump of about 200 resources, but as far as having just a farming economy go with maybe some fishing along the side, the Conqueror's eco is really good and normally very well balanced. Just a navy there, kind of putting a spanner in the works. Just look at the total units in the end. Yeah, and this is all navy, so couldn't do too much help when the land armies moved inland. And yeah, and these numbers are just low because of the early attack. They were gathering at a decent rate. Thank you, Portuguese, for the fairly decent age up times, a bit quicker than it was in the last game. Not a bad castle age time with some investment into navy, or at least getting the docks down. That's why that slowed down a bit, I think. But as we saw from Elias, apparently 14 minutes is the time to beat with getting castle age now. That's the fastest you can get. "20 fishing ships." We did get a decent bundle of fishing ships over here, so total we had 9 from over here. Cool, so we move into the final game of this set. So let's pan your view away from here and back into the game. So the final set is Michi. This was a random roll, so neither of us picked this. And I would say, thankfully, it's just a 2v2, so we shouldn't see it go on forever. Those are all set there. Just going to have a look at the civs for this one. So for Brightspark, we have the Vikings. I believe it was the Hindustanis. Yes, it is. Versus the Conqueror going Chinese and the Koreans. And I believe that's everything all set. Let's go. We'll make capture age appear. Okay, so just reading the comments there, I did think Conqueror was not going to be able to cut through, so let's go ahead and change some of these names because we're getting got some repeats anyway. So yeah, Conqueror's not going to cut through. It's going to wait patiently for the horde to come. Slight pathing issue here. This will correct itself. It has a timer as a backup, so it should relocate and find what it needs. Hopefully we'll find not an issue for the Green Scout. Yeah, Green Scout's going in the square. Excellent. For anyone who does want it, I have made a snippet to make a cut on Michi. It's designed to work on single player games and team games. You can cut the trees with villagers, I suppose. Yeah, not quite invested in a forest nothing AI. I think there are some people in the community who are doing that, or at least they've adapted the snippet for that. Again, Conqueror should take its time with Michi as well. Actually, this should help the Conqueror a fair bit because it's got time to set up his eco. So it has got time to stabilize as two team members, so it doesn't have to trade with a neutral market, which I think Conqueror wouldn't have been able to do. So again, these are all positives going for the Conqueror. There's going to be some elements of what military units does the Conqueror go for? Do they counter what Brightspark's initially going to think of going for? But also, Brightspark should hopefully boom pretty well behind this. We've got the Vikings, so they've got already a good economy. We've also got Hindustanis with cheaper vills, so be able to produce those vills pretty consistently on multiple TCs. So built. Not quite sure what's going on there, but that is not a smooth economy. So maybe because of the Chinese start, maybe the lumber camp has to be built after a certain number of vills. And so the forest wasn't scouted in time, and so the lumber camp was just dumped there. Hopefully another one will get made soon. Yeah, early lumber camp without vision of the forest. Yeah, with the extra population at the start, probably just a bit premature. Easily done. But yeah, yellow's looking pretty good. I don't know if we'll see it. I did. I can't remember if I still left it in there. I did add some code in here for the caravanserai to build along trade routes. So maybe we'll see that from the Hindustanis. Brightspark never normally. A game doesn't normally go on long enough that it gets a chance to use it. Either it's beaten its enemy quite early, or its enemy has beaten it. So we'll get to see in the late game if that happens. Yeah, so the wood's a real problem here. Straggler trees are all cut. But hopefully, with enough of them dropping off here... Oh, actually, they're building farms, so this could really hurt. Yeah, if farms are getting prioritised over the lumber, we'll find a drop in resources gathered here. These deers... so we've also got an issue here, deer being pushed into the forest. I think we saw a similar thing with Naga in Michi. This guy's just going around. Do we have any more deer? I think deers have been pushed already on the blue side. Okay, so first feudal age from yellow, 26 vills. Going for some form of fast castle, going for market. Blue and green have done the same. Going for stone already. So yeah, got our initial buildings here. Alright, interesting. Why are you building a barracks? Questions I ask my AI. Oh, it has clicked up. So... Oh, the barracks is behind... blacksmith's behind it. That's why it's building a barracks. It's already got the buildings it needs. Very well. Do we have another lumber camp yet? Got long distance deer hunting. Don't mind that so much. Resources are pretty good. That's still going to be a decent booster castle, but it's just going to lack the buildings. I think it's stopped making farms, so at least it's prioritizing the buildings. So we should see a blacksmith go up soon. maybe it's prioritising the market first. We should see yellow hit click Castle Age soon. Yeah, there we go. Getting the wood upgrade as well. 4 TCs, so 3 TCs being dropped. Because it's detected 2 stones, that's why it's doing that. We got one on the gold. Would have been nice to have had one on the wood, but it will build more lumber camps if it needs it. Maybe it's detecting that this one's close enough. Vikings will automatically get wheelbarrows, so once enough farms go down, we should hopefully keep enough food going up. Hi, Roik. Yeah, Caravanserai was something I had really good ideas about when it first came out, and I put some script in for it, but I don't think I've ever seen it go into action, so I don't know actually if it works or if I took it out. When Bright Spark decides to boom, it booms quite heavy. It likes to go 4 TC rather than 3, so it doesn't do it that often. But in this case, it will favour it because it knows it's safe. Thought that was a market being built there. Okay, we've got a military upgrade happening here, but actually, if it's going castles, which it is, that won't be too bad. It's getting the wood upgrade, it's getting town watch. So some of those resources may be not needed to be spent. We're still on 1 TC for these at the moment. And this wood situation is really hurting red. We have got a blacksmith. We have enough for a market, but it's not building one. I don't see one at least. Any idea why that is, Toby? It's got loads of resources. Saving for like 300 or something? Like waiting for a brute force amount? Anyway, that market will go up. It will click up, and it'll probably have enough to go to Imperial Age if it builds another lumber camp. Maybe it will do it once it's clicked up because it knows it's not saving for anything. Wheelbarrow is really nice over here. We're getting the relics as well. Pretty good to see. Good lumber camp. So again, actually in Castle Age it is building new lumber camps, which is good. Bright Spark will run and detect closest resources to each drop site and send villagers out there. So you'll see, whereas if you build a TC next to a resource, actually you don't tend to find the villagers immediately go there. With some DUC, they should do. They should get encouraged to make use of that. And we've still got lumber camps being built where needed. We've got 4 TCs producing. We've got enough food here. So cheaper villagers is certainly helping. What Bright Spark will do as well when it's booming like this is if there is a sudden drop in food, it will buy it if needed as well. And you can see that it's doing that. Is it the most efficient? Absolutely not. But it's trying to rush those villagers up. I don't know why it's buying stuff so quickly. Unless it's just dropping so quickly and replacing it that we don't see it drop below 200. But it should only be buying food to train villagers. That's interesting. Oh, it might be an escrow issue. Well, if Bright Spark does decide to cut through at any point, the Conqueror is looking like he's getting ready with war wagons. That's good to see. We have some back castles at the moment. I'm not fully sure why that is. Maybe it tried to find a placement for them and failed, or it's detecting the wood as a resource to protect. Yeah, weird that they're not forward, but there we go. Okay, a more forward castle, decent one here. As it stands, I believe Bright Spark will try and cut through roughly in the middle. It does add some variance to it so that it's not immediately predictable. But this is close enough to the middle that this could block the way for units streaming through. We've got our first Imperial Age coming here from Bright Spark, 113 bills. And it should stop buying food here as well. Loads of villagers on wood, 74 on wood. Desperately trying to get more farms down. So it will go ahead and do that. It's also trying to get castles. Handcart from green. Yeah, this is sad. I think it's a Chinese start that did it. You might need to add like an extra buffer to give it time to find the forest before building that first lumber camp. That's probably it. It's probably got like 6 villages, build a lumber camp or something like that. Castle is up, and immediately another one is being built. It actually has another one, enough for a third castle here. We're going to see a fair amount of war wagons, I would imagine, soon. Chukanu being made by red, very nice. Meanwhile, that's a bit more like it, a bit more of a forward castle. From here, again, weird castle here from blue. But there we go. Militia, it will upgrade these. So it's producing a few first. So it will steadily go into those. Hindustan is going for camel riders, not massively surprised there. What it will try and do is it's going to use that eco now to start trying to produce military relatively quickly. Green is going imp. We are getting more TCs from yellow though, so it will start to catch up with villagers. Yeah, red's gathering gold. It looks like... oh, this is painful, right? So both Bright Spark and the Conqueror have completely crippled the market. Everything's so expensive. Yeah, actually both of them really not getting value for money on that. So I think we both need to check actually the amounts. Bright Spark already going into Trebs. And it will very slowly start to cut through trees. This shouldn't be its only game plan. It should go into onagers at some point. Check food prices. Can we see from the market actually? Where's he put the market? Just can't see it. Oh, there you go. Yellow is making it to imp. Red actually made it to imp as well. So we should see, although these villagers are still gathering wood. Do we have... I don't think it ever made another lumber camp. So we've got idle villagers here. Okay, they are being retasked. And they're gathering... Okay, the lumber camp is being built. Red will get back on its feet. Mangonel for blue. It will save up to get onager. Even if it is just a single one. Meanwhile, the Trebs will just gradually start cutting. And then if they come across any castles in their way, they should chop that down. Green, meanwhile, going for onager as well. So they'll get an onager and cut through. We've got units here raring to go. Little worried we might get a bit of friendly fire. Block printing. We got 5 monks. Oh, and the walls. Okay. And it's building some walls in front of the forest. Okay. This is new. More traps. These will keep gradually going. Bite Sparks pop capped for blue. At the moment, green is prioritizing siege. So once it has its onager and it's ready to go, it should start producing other stuff. So at the moment, it's adding up, going bombard cannons. But we should see green go for a bit more. Champion for blue. Interested to see what these walls do. Nice protection there from the castle. Ballistics is in for yellow, by the way, as well. Ballistics is in for green. The onager's coming. The onager's like... no, green has onager. That onager is blocked, but they should move forward in a May. Yeah, they're unpacking. Come on, onager. Oh, moving along, it will get some space, hopefully. We've got an onager here as well. This will move forward. Okay, clunky, but the cut will happen. Meanwhile, 12 trebs. The treb defense from the Conqueror. I think red's in trouble, for sure. But not loads of military here from Brightspark. They're elite, yes, they're upgraded. We've got heavy camo Vider as well. And it is gathering some resources to replace. It should be building more production buildings. I'm not quite sure why it isn't. What's with this long distance mining? Strange. So the onager is cutting through. Trebs are going to be closely behind. What should happen is, yes, the trees will get cut, but any castles should get prioritized over the trees when they get closer. Bombards will also target any trebs on the outside. Really nice to see where are all these trebs? Okay, they're all waiting behind the gates. To be fair, 3 castle treb production. Blimey. Okay. We've got walls being built over here as well. Hindustani's here. They're producing more heavy camel riders, so they've got more stables built now. They've been building their markets. They're prioritizing trade now. Don't think we have caravanserai. No, building more TCs. No, nothing here yet. They're through the forest. Units are going to come through. Elite war wagon for the Koreans. Only 6 of them though. These guys will just wait for the siege to move forward. So they're protecting that bombard. The bombard's going to target that castle. Hopefully, it sees it. It's seeing villagers first. now that it's seen the castle, all of these units should move forward towards it. My tree cut code only uses one onager, even though it has more. I put some comments in there so you can see how to change it. The reason you might only want one onager or a couple to cut rather than all of them is because if, as you're cutting, you've got, I don't know, say even like what Toby's done here, you've got an opponent with 20 trebuchets on the other side, you'll want units that prioritise the enemy units over the trees, because they'll hyper-focus it otherwise. And so what will happen is you'll end up getting to a certain part where you're just constantly attacking trees and your army gets wiped out. So that's why it's a 1 by default. Oh, look at these trebs over here as well. This is a massacre. The trebs will go down. I think Brightspark's trebs are also in danger of going down. This is a forward blue castle that Brightspark's trying to build as well. So I think that's what we've been trying to do. It's been trying to build it at the front, not been able to, and has defaulted to the back. But we should see those get done. Blue and green working together quite nicely. I do like the new models of the elite war wagon. Arbalest coming in. We had a conversion of an Imperial Camel Rider. That's what they were waiting for. They were waiting for Imperial Camel Rider. That's why they weren't producing units. Lots of sieging on this side. Again, we haven't got DUC targeting of the trade yet, so the trade should be untouched. But with this military difference, this looks like it should be a tidy up for Brightspark. What happened in one of my tests was that the Conqueror saw Brightspark cutting and then started bombarding him with 30 trebs before he could complete the cut. I would imagine that's... I can totally see how that would happen. I think it depends as well what units Brightspark has. So I think it gets all onagers to cut up in this state, and some trebuchets, but bombards of course don't. So Brightspark would have prioritised the trebs as target for bombards here if that were to happen. But in others, if it was just onagers or trebs, there's a chance you catch him hyper-focusing. Which would have been really good. Yeah, I'm surprised Britain's wasn't a pick here actually for Warwolf. You might have... that may have also done a fair bit of damage in that initial attack. Conqueror doing a good job of spreading out. Lumbercaps out at the back. War Wagon still coming through. Brightspark prioritising trade over military at the moment. Well, those onagers are doing a nice job against those War Wagons though. Brightspark does have a trebuchet cap, so there should be a point where it stops producing them. Oh, Warwolf isn't available for the Conquerors. Oh no. Okay, that would explain it. But yeah, if you ever play against Barbarian on this map, it's disgusting with trebuchets. It does a really good job of taking out units in the choke points. And with the military count dropping to just under a dozen, I think I'll speed it up in a minute. The castles go down. Conqueror's being pushed closer and closer to the outskirts. Red is almost out. It's just yellow actually putting up a decent job. The wall's actually doing a good job of delaying. The trebs are attacking the walls for now. but they should reprioritize once they see more targets. So if units come in and see them, they should do that. Oh yeah, it was Yeoman actually was the Castle Age tech. So actually, yeah, maybe they do research Wolf. Nice. Let's speed this up a tad. We switched into skirms, and probably to defend against the halberdiers, maybe. Oh, and war wagons, because they're technically cavalry archer units. Actually, I don't think skirms are going to do it, particularly with the overinvestment into trade. We've got elite golems over here. They should work quite nicely against the war wagons. And actually, as green goes along here, now that red's been defeated, we should see them close in on the main base. Would have been good to see the 30 trebs in action in defence there. I like the idea, and actually maybe with an AI with DEC, having 30 trebs on the defence, it's almost kind of like a fat slob technique on Black Forest. Seeing that on Michi would have been good fun. To speed it up another notch. And I don't know if the Conqueror will surrender. He will. 71 war wagons in the end, 67 skirms. The lumber camp. I mean, it doesn't make a difference too much in the population. I think there was enough hunting and stuff going on that the village count kept continuing, but it just wasn't able to get TCs down quick enough. And yeah, Byspark went for a heavy boom and had no threat because it was Michi. Higher army, not massively much. I think it could have been caught up. Let's just look back down. Yeah, so it was initial spike after Imperial Age, where it invested in military, and then Hindustanis were delayed actually because of that Imperial camel tech. Loads of trade in the end that came in a bit late, and Conqueror was quicker on the relics, so good to see that there. Same with the relics, but he just prioritised it more, and got the monk out sooner. Quicker feudal age times and Castle Age times. We should add a couple of minutes to these because we start with extra villages. These look quicker than normal. And yeah, not too fast Imperial Age times. The focus was on booming, with it being Michi. And yeah, peaked out around 133 villages, so not quite boomy as Definitive Edition AI and Naga, but enough to get a decent military. GG. So let's pan back to the scoreboard. So in this case, it was a 3-0 for Brightspark. So the next game in this group will be the Conquerors versus Sun Tzu. Conqueror versus Sun Tzu will be the decider for that group as to who makes it through to second place. It'll be for this one. So Brightspark will be coming out as first. This will be the only game that we play for today. So tomorrow we should get Silvertongue versus the King. So Reich's been away, so just waiting for final details on the Soldier versus the King. Silvertongue versus the King, sorry. We've already got drafts being done or have been done for a couple of these matches already. So Randy and Toby will get the Conqueror and Sun Tzu draft done ASAP. We're looking to round off the group stage this week, so I'm aiming to get it finished by Thursday this week. We're then going to have a week break because I'll be away for a few days in the week on trips. So that gives everybody a week to work on their AIs once they know they're going to the quarterfinals. If they want to make any updates. So yeah, we'll hop back in then after a week. I'll give the exact date as we go on the break, and then yeah, we'll continue running from there. Probably worth at this point because at least we've got a first place. I need to go ahead and fill that in a bit more later. If Brightspark ends up winning Group 1, they'll end up facing whoever is second place in Group C, which will be, as it stands, the winner between Naga and the supervillain. Yeah, good question, Andy. So in the draw or in the initial bracket reveal on this, I went with if you are tied in a group, then the winner of that particular match of the two that are tied would be the one that would peak in front with that one. So yeah, exactly in that case. So Sun Tzu's 1-1 against Brightspark. If the Conqueror were to beat Sun Tzu 2-1, then because the Conqueror's beaten Sun Tzu, would be the one who progresses through. So Sun Tzu will still need to win that set. And yeah, I think that's everything on that one. At the moment, we've got Silvertongue winning the set after one game. At the moment, we've got Illuminati winning this. So assuming that Illuminati takes at least... actually, if Illuminati loses 2-1 to Games God, then Games God would be in front. So actually, that one's not decided yet. But the winner of that group would then face Sun Tzu or the Conqueror. We've got DEAI is very firmly in front for Group C. So DEAI will likely be facing one of this remaining group over here. So yeah, we've got a good mix going on, and again, time for updates as well. So that should help. But folks, I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. I'm going to keep this on a relatively short one, and then we'll pick up with Silvertongue versus the King tomorrow, and ideally with Civ picks in as well, we should be able to do Illuminati versus Games God as well to keep the pace going a little bit. So at least one game tomorrow, hopefully two. But thank you for joining, and catch you again for the next one. Take care.